You're up, Bob.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. This meeting is held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. This meeting is held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act 10:4-6 at SEEK. Annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. Would you please rise and join me in a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the
the
republic
republic
For which
stands
stands
one
one
nation
under
under God,
indivisible.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Amy, you can call the roll call.
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Here.
Mr. Shirella,
Here.
Mr. Dellarina,
Here.
Mr. Gaffin, Ms. Crock,
Here,
Mr. Kusevich,
Here.
Mr. Rossi, Mr. Taylor,
Here.
Mr. Wagner, Councilman Smith, Mayor Galati. Here. Chairman Ray.
Here. Okay, very good. A motion is in order to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Shirella,
Yes.
Mr. Dellarina,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
yes,
Mr. Kusevich,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, correspondence. Do we have any correspondence we have to discuss? Danielle or Amy, I'm sorry. Nothing? All right, nothing on that. Next item is escrow refunds. Just one, John O'Brien, 10 Maple Place. Next item is the bills. Mont McDonald, Dolan and Dolan, and New Jersey Herald. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bill.
second,
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Shirella,
Yes.
Mr. Dellarina,
Yes.
Mr. Gaffin, I'm sorry, Ms. Crock,
yes,
Mr. Kusevich,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, next item is the zoning officer's report. Bill, do we have anything?
Nothing tonight.
Okay, very good. Discussion. Are there any items for discussion? I don't have anything. Anyone else?
No.
No? Okay. Next item is old business. Do we have any old business to discuss? I don't believe we do. There was nothing that was on the. So seeing no old business to discuss, is there any new business to discuss? Okay, seeing none. We have no continued applications. We have one new application, and that is for Randall Venegas and Ruth Jacome, block 50506, lot 10, 650 Lakeside Ave. Is someone here for that application?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's Bern Heffley on behalf of the applicant, and we have the applicant here also.
Okay.
So we can proceed with that. We do not, unfortunately, we do not have our engineer here unexpectedly tonight, but I think this is a pretty easy, straightforward application. So we're going to proceed without him, and it'll be myself and the applicant testifying.
Okay, so if the applicant's gonna testify, I guess we should have him sworn in.
Yes, please.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes, I'm here and set up finally. Had some tech issues. Who's testifying on behalf of the application?
It'll be Ruth Jacome.
Okay, can
You're muted.
Ruth,
hi, good afternoon, Ruth Jacome.
hi Ruth, please raise your right hand for me. You swear the testimony you're about to give this board is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
And may you please just provide your full name and address for the record, please?
sure. My full name is Ruth Jacome. My address is 120 Hadley Street, Piscataway, New Jersey, 08854.
And you're the owner of record?
Correct. on 650 Lakeside Avenue in Hapaka.
Okay.
Okay, okay to get going, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Okay, so, Ruth, give the board the benefit of the background of this piece of property. You're the owner of it. When did you buy it, and what have you been doing since that purchase?
I purchased it September 30th of 2022. We've been renovated it since then. The original foundation structure of the home, we kept it. We just built it up to a second story. We've also done some modifications on the outside. There was an existing wall by the front of the lot facing the lakeside. There was an original wall there to begin with, and there I attached pictures to the application showing the before wall and then the after wall. When my husband, because he does this for a living,
So,
the
Ruth, let me
original
just-
wall.
Ruth, let me just jump in there for 1 second there real quick. So you bought the house and then you took out permits and you renovated basically a house that was in very poor condition, state
Yeah.
of disrepair, right?
Yes.
So you went to municipality, you got permits for all of those
Yes.
repairs, and you started rebuilding the house.
Yeah,
and
the house is pretty much completed,
Right.
but it's with this permit. So we haven't got a certificate of occupancy yet. So the house currently vacant,
Okay.
but it's
And we
all the
have now-
permits have been submitted. They've all been approved. The house like ready to go, ready to be used, but without certificate of occupancy, no, it's vacant currently.
Okay, so the house has been renovated and now you're doing some of the site work outside. And the
Correct.
site work outside around the property has now triggered this variance application that we have
Correct.
in front of the board.
Yes,
And we have a variance for a dock renovation that you did down by the seawall because you installed a concrete 3-foot wide dock down there, which
Yes.
requires a variance, right?
yes,
And you have also replaced some of the fallen down retaining walls, and you're proposing some paving stones for the driveway, right?
correct, yes.
Okay, so let's go through that. So first of all, let's just start. The board has the benefit of the plans. We don't have our engineer, but you have them in PDF and you can put one up for us, right, Ruth? The
Sure.
Site plan?
Can I share image? Am I allowed?
Sure, yes.
Okay, let me see. Hmm,
If you can't do it, I can do it.
Oh.
how?
Even
Oh,
better.
can you
Amy,
miss?
put
Because
it
you
up?
have it. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Oh,
What are
that
we-
would be great. You have everything, yes.
What are we looking to share?
The site plan, I guess that's sheet 2 of the plans we submitted. Make sure, yeah, it's sheet 2 of 3. Next page. That's it. Okay, perfect. So, Ruth, this accurately displays the property, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's start with what our real variance request down by the seawall and what's going on down there, down by the lake where it says Lake of Pacon. Let's explain to the board what we did down there and what we need the variance for.
Yeah, we right next to the shed, if you are able to zoom in or look on your own copies, they're right next to the shed. My husband built a walkway, so we're able just to have access, either dive in or walk in, because it's not currently used. And in the other side, on the left-hand side, right by the stairs, he built like a
Hey.
1 foot.
Amy, can you just move it down a little so we see the lake?
Hey, Bern, maybe it'll be better to put the pictures up, because I don't know do you have the pictures with the application in front of you, Bern?
You know what, Ruth has all of that. She can put any of that up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Amy can do that. Put the picture
Yeah,
up.
there you go. Those are the pictures.
The one of the little dock would be helpful.
By the shed.
Keep going, yeah, down by the water there. Where is it? I'll keep going. Probably the last page.
Yeah, it's the last photograph.
Yes, that's it.
Keep going.
No, there's one more.
That's,
There it
that's
is, there.
right there, right there.
Okay, perfect. So that, that picture right there is what you, constructed along the rock wall going down to the lake, right?
Yes,
Okay, and what, it's constructed out of concrete?
correct.
And it's 3 feet wide, right? And it's 3 feet wide and 21 feet long. And that's for purposes of being able to utilize that waterfront there because it's a sheer rock wall, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So for the board's purposes, they obviously it shouldn't be there before we got our variances, but it's there because they were doing the rest of their work and didn't realize that they needed a variance to put that in. So that dock is 3 feet wide and it does trigger the variances that John Rushke set forth in his review letter. And the variances that it triggers, it's not 10 feet from the sideline. It's only 5.5 feet from the sideline. And because of the overall dock that's there and this dock, we also trigger the waterfront variance, going over the 15% to 18%. And it's only 3 feet wide. It should be 4 feet wide. And due to this irregular shape of it, when you add it to all of our, to the existing dock that's there on the site plan, we go over the 50-foot dimension also. So all of those variances are triggered by this, you know, somewhat smallish dock, but it does trigger these variances. Now, Ruth, why do you need this dock?
Because we just wanted to basically have access to it because on one side of our when we purchase a house, one side of the dock is being used by the next door neighbor. So to have additional access to it and it's just open, we were hoping to potentially just have access to it as well. Have like, access to both, like we have access to the dock on the front and left, have that area as well, utilize it as well.
Okay. And have you had any issues with that dock at all since you constructed it? How long has it been there?
Believe, when did you put it up, Mark?
In September.
September.
Okay. All right. So, so you haven't had any issues with it? No negative impacts to anybody? Nobody's complained about this? It's there and you've used it?
I haven't used it.
You have not used it? Okay. You want to use
We
it?
haven't used it. It's there.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's the dock, and those are the variances that we need. So, let's move on to the next item. So your property is the entire property basically this ledge rock that I see sitting there?
No, there is about 5 feet between the steps of where our property line ends and where that sidewalk or sort of walkway begins.
Okay, so you're 5 feet off the property line.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
You
move
could
with-
see it that it ends and then the pictures and show it as well, but there is a big enough, like there's a gap between there and then the steps along. On both pictures you can see where the step begins. There's about about 5 feet wide between the sidewalk and the steps on both pictures. You
Okay,
could tell.
okay. if you had to remove that dock, could you remove it? I mean, it is concrete, it's in there, but you could
Yeah.
remove it, right?
Yeah, what's
Okay.
holding it up is we use rebar, sort of the same concept that we use for the deck. We insert rebar in the rock every, my husband overdid it because he wasn't sure making it sturdier. He put rebar every foot and then did a whole crisscross.
We have all the photos too.
And yeah, we also have pictures when he was building it.
Step by step.
Crisscross, and then the cylinders at the bottom also have 3 rebars into the rock as well.
Okay, so it's rebar reinforced and it's pinned into that rock
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah,
Correct.
like every foot. There's, I
Okay.
believe, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, I attached a picture. If not, I can provide a picture, and assumed in picture of how we did it.
Okay, so,
And that's a good picture there coming up from the lake there with the,
That's, yeah, that's the other wall. It's a foot wide, but I believe 10 feet long. My husband's aesthetic is to keep everything back. And since there was, the dirt was falling down the mountain and sort of just the dirt coming to the lake, he was, that's the wall, that's the reason why there's like a lot of sort of miniature walls around the house. He likes to contained. So if you could see,
Yeah,
there's some
Russian
dirt
style.
that he is already having the guys using the pictures of a couple days old, but he already had them like lift up and push back in, just so the dirt and the garbage, well, not garbage, it's just dirt, keep coming down. It's just his aesthetic, and that's why he thought he just put just one wall, and there is drainage system. He
And
put
a-
like
and
a
a
little
wall.
bit like drains, just to make sure it doesn't clog.
I mean, it looks like they just made a nice, safe access way to the lake. I mean, if you look at the property, it's the sheer cliff down from the house down to the lake. I mean, you know, to me, it's very minimal, really. I mean, it's just safe access, it appears to me. So, but
Now, Ruth, why did you stop at 3 feet? Is it just, and what's the purpose of, is that just a walkway or?
No, I think it was because we didn't want to go. It's the length of the shed. It's right with the shed, because there's a shed that's there that's located.
Yeah.
If you look at that in the picture, it sort of
Uh-huh.
ends with the shed, and we didn't want to, protrude or be more, like exceed the space, sort of. So it's aesthetically pleasing. That's just right. It's along the width of the shed.
Yeah.
And that's why it's sort of uneven, because he's just sort of leveled it out and just pushed it where the rock end or began. And that's why it looks sort of like jagged, because it's just built along the
So it's just a
rock.
walkway. You're not parking the boat there, obviously. You
No.
can't get,
No, it's just so we can have more access to the lake, because the neighbors do park their boats at Dupont on one side of our dock. That's how we purchased the property.
Okay.
I mean, you're just taking a totally useless piece of lakefront and making a little flat area out of it so you can
Yes.
access it, that's all.
Yes.
All right, Vern, I think we can move up. I mean, we got the stairs and the down by the lake. I guess we'll move up the yard to the I guess the walls are the next.
yep. Yeah, so, with regard to the walls, there was a retaining wall, there that, and I'll let Ruth speak to this, but they reconstructed a retaining wall that was in very poor condition. And
Yeah,
when they-
there is a
There's some
picture that says
pictures of it,
before and
yeah.
after.
So-
If you
Keep
don't mind
scrolling.
going up a little bit, Amy, if you don't mind.
Right there.
There,
Oh,
that one,
Come up a little bit.
Yes.
Come up.
That's-
That's it right there.
That's it. That's literally the wall that was existing there. If you see on the right-hand side, that's the chimney of the house that used to be, that was our house. And on the left, you see the garage of the big brown house on the other side of us. That was the wall that was there. And the picture right next to it, it's the post that we, because we had the property marked, and that's basically that's where the wall ended, right there. Well, my husband's idea, again, because he likes everything to be more sound, and because he had the idea of putting a patio right above it, he sort of removed that, and we we use the same material, we recycle it to the walls that you see underneath the deck, but and use sort of similar block to have more structure. So the foundation of the potential patio on the top would be more sound than this.
It looks nice.
You put it into basically to improve the wall and make it a safer situation compared to what was there before.
Yeah, and it's, yeah,
Okay,
What was the height of that wall, the new wall, compared to the old one?
It's the same height.
no, it's about 6 feet.
6.5 feet.
And what was the old wall? Same thing?
We
Oh, I
thought it
don't
was
know.
the same height, but apparently because the wall, when it was originally installed, the old wall, you know, it went back a little bit. So when my husband built it, he just built it up. But when he leveled it out to the rest of the line of the property, since he went up and he had to go up a little further up, it just
Make it
kept going
level.
up and up, and just to make up for
The right
that
pitch.
area.
Okay. All right.
Because
Now,
if
is
you
that,
see the
did
pic-
did
if
you
you see
build
the- sorry.
did you build a new wall in front of the old wall, or did you take the old wall down? And
No,
No,
we
we
removed it.
took that down. If you see the material that's there, we recycled it to the pictures that are on the underneath the deck, the existing deck. There's the same materials.
Okay.
so, but Ruth, structurally, the wall is obviously, is substantially improved, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. All right, so that's it on the wall, and yes, the wall, we're not quite sure, but the wall is some foot or some 1.5 or 2 feet, maybe, not more than 2 feet, but it's not the exact same dimension as the old wall was, because they leveled off up top, they wanted to level that off so that it all matched, so that wall is not the exact same wall that was there, right, Ruth?
No, it's not, because we removed the face covering, we removed the dirt that was in it, we filled it up. We have pictures of it too, of the, we used gravel and drainage. My husband's here too, he built it, so he can explain it better.
Well,
I'm
we
not sure.
have we have the benefit of looking at colored pictures, and it looks like you just put it up to give yourself somewhat of a level backyard. I mean, you know, obviously on that lot, flat space is, you know, you have to make flat space. That's what you
Yeah.
did, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
All right, Ruth, and lastly for the board, let's explain what we did with these pavers, because again, up top there, you had a big rock ledge basically that you wanted to turn into something flat also. So you put down some QP on this rock ledge and put down these pavers, right?
Well, the pavers aren't there yet. It's just right now,
No,
it's
That's the
the,
intent, sorry, that's the intent to do that.
exactly, yes. That's in the picture, the color pictures, I have a few of them that I highlighted. It looks a little green, so it's not grass, but I highlighted yellow. And it shows where potentially the pavers would go, from the edge of that wall down to the street, right where you find that yellow flag that's in the picture, that's
Yep.
like papered off. Yes,
And what are you gonna use that area for, Ruth?
for patio, you know, when people come over, we can have a little get together.
Okay, and again, the reason I keep bringing this up is that area there is also ledge rock?
Yeah, that's all, the entire area is all rocks. From the house itself, it's sitting on a boulder that occupies about 80% volume-wise of the basement. Some of the beams are actually sort of sitting on the rocks throughout the entire area. It's just, it's
Right.
rocks, and there's mud and dirt on it, but you dig maybe a half a foot to a foot and you find rocks.
So the only reason I point that out for the board is that this lot is basically all impervious coverage because it's
Yes.
all rock. So, I mean, the pavers, they're suggesting permeable pavers here. I would submit it makes no difference what you put there because this was all impervious. There is impervious right now. And with the pavers there and some QP or whatever is going to be under the pavers, it's actually gonna be more permeable than what's there now because of this, rock ledge situation they have. So they're really not, from a lake point of view and from a drainage and impervious coverage, they're not making the condition any worse. They're actually making it better because it's just a straight ledge rock right now. So I think that's sort of important to note.
Okay.
I just want to clarify that though, that in the plans, it indicates pervious pavers, which I'm assuming based on the calculations the engineer did, he's showing a much lower percentage for maximum lot coverage.
Right.
In the zoning application, it's showing 40 plus. I don't know necessarily, Mr. Heffley, that without the engineer, we could say that it's better as opposed to worse. I certainly would like to hear that from him. So, you may want to consider that.
So the lot on the plans, there's a little bit of discrepancy here. When Bill looked at this originally, he didn't have the right lot size. And when you take a look at the plans that were submitted here, the total lot coverage, we're actually in conformance. If you take a look at the cover sheet of the plans for total lot coverage, even with these pavers, we don't trigger a variance there.
Well, I see on the zoning application though, that it says the lot coverage will be greater than 40%. Right now, it's 18.05 existing, and the application says almost 1%, 40.99, if I can read that properly.
Yeah.
On the plans themselves, it shows it as conforming, but I think the plans are assuming pervious pavers. So that's certainly something I would like clarified. It's unfortunate that the engineer is not here.
Yeah,
That was my mistake.
Yeah, so, but the application, the engineering plans are the ones that count. And, not the application may be in error actually, but the engineering plans that were submitted and sealed, don't show us being over on impervious coverage.
Well, but I believe those engineering plans are based on pervious pavers. So,
Yes, that's true. But that's
Okay.
why I wanted Mrs. Jacome to testify as to what's underneath those pervious pavers, and it's basically ledge rock.
Well, I get the sense though that you're asking for the variance based on not having to use pervious pavers. If you are going to use pervious pavers, then I don't have an issue.
Right,
We will.
We are.
Okay,
We
all right.
are
We are.
using the pervious pavers, and I think, Ruth, didn't you submit, the type of pavers we're using? I think it was part of the application that we submitted,
Part of
right?
the package.
Yes.
Yeah, so somewhere in the package, Anthony, the pavers are depicted as the pervious pavers.
I saw that. So if that's what the applicant is looking to do, then that's good.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. We are. I think we're just making a point, but the papers that are there are the papers. We've already got quotes. We know what, as soon as you give me the okay, we're moving along with this type of paper.
Okay, very good.
And that's essentially all of the application from our point of view.
All right, Vern, are they in receipt of, or are you in receipt of, John Ruskey's letter?
Yes.
Okay, are they willing to comply with all of his?
Yeah, I took a look at that, and he's got a couple of things in there. The 2 permits by rule, we know we have to get those. That's not a problem. And the other question he had, all of the other comments were okay with. And he wanted some testimony with regard to landscaping. I'm happy to have Ruth put that in because they are landscape contractors. That's their business. So I think this property is going to be very, very nicely landscaped at the end of the day. But Ruth, you want to talk to that?
Yeah, we've already started. We have put a couple, even though it's a bit hard because again, if you dig like more than a foot, you get a rock. So we have been already, we put in a couple of pines. Yeah, we put a couple pines already there. We've already tried. We're gonna see because we put it at the end of the at the end of, like towards the end of the summer, last summer, we already put some bushes, roses, but we're gonna see if they take, because again, there isn't that much dirt available. That's why, I can say, the area where there is a lot of dirt is where the sewer system is, but we've been told numerous times, do not touch that area. So we just put a light layer of mulch. In other areas, again, we've tried to put a couple bushes and plants, and we're gonna see if they come out this summer. I'm hoping,
Okay.
but
But Ruth, I have one other question. Your business, you guys are landscape contractors, right? That's what you do as a business.
correct, yes, that is
So,
correct.
so you get very good pricing and free installation, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you're going
Yes.
to landscape this entire piece of property to look very nice.
yes, I mean, we already did last year, so we're hoping the bushes stayed. We
Okay.
did, how much? We bought,
plants?
last year,
Over 12,000.
about 12,000. We
Okay.
planted already 12,000 already
Right,
on
yeah.
the landscape already.
Okay, and then, Mr. Chairman, with regard to all the rest of the comments from Mr. Rushkey, we're gonna comply with all of them.
Very good. You got anything else, Bernard? That's it. That's the,
That's the whole application.
okay. I mean, listen, I went down there. I mean, it looks very nice. I mean, I know what the property looked like before, and I think you're doing a nice job on it.
Thank you.
So, I mean, nothing really sticks out. Nothing jumps out at you. I mean, it's just, you're just trying to make your property usable. I mean, so. I guess I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? If so, go to the bottom of the screen and the little yellow hand and reactions. We got anybody?
Excuse me, I just have one comment though.
Go ahead.
Regarding the retaining wall, since it is greater than 4 feet, it would be considered a structural retaining wall. So we would just need certification from your engineer and any calculations or any additional documents from him regarding the wall.
Yeah, I've already advised him that we need that, and he's
Yeah.
already working on that, so we'll supply that to your offices.
Okay.
Anybody from the public? No one from the public? Okay, seeing nobody from the public, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board and look for a motion.
Bobby, the two questions I have for Ruth, I think Ruth has done an excellent job engineering wise. The only two questions I have for her, atop of the driveway facing your neighbor towards the lake, are you guys planning adding some sort of post to keep the vehicles away from, going over
Yes,
the driveway?
we're gonna put in a,
Yeah, a railing.
no,
Yeah.
Wait, what?
can I expand that?
No?
Hold on, he hasn't been
Sorry.
sworn in.
You have to swear him in.
How you doing? All right, what I'm gonna do is run it before the end of the.
Stop talking.
Yeah,
Please
yeah, we
wait.
have to.
Ruth, you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
translate. You could translate, just
Yeah.
take your time, let him translate. Ruth, you could do it.
Okay.
Yo te voy a explicar. Lo que vamos a hacer es poner unos flower pots to end it, right, and beautiful decor flower pots to end it, and we're gonna close so people don't drive by in to the wall. Anyway, that part, we don't wanna use it for parking ever.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have cars up
No,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
No,
We don't-
we were actually thinking of putting like a little, the portable gazebos for shade, because the sun hits a lot. But the ones you could have at Costco. But he actually wants to put plants along that edge, flower pots. If that's not okay, we need railing, then you just let us know.
Well,
But
my
there's no
concern
cars
is-
up there. That's not our plan. Then we have a lot of driving, a lot of parking spot. That's more of like a patio for parties and people, not cars.
Well, there'll be no
So the whole-
vehicles going up there.
There's no
No.
vehicle going up there at all?
No,
Okay.
no, because that's why we also, I know you saw the deck. It's very open. That way, people from like the deck can come down to the paver area. Yeah,
All right.
no. That's why I was like, the cars, like where? I'm like, oh, he thinks we're gonna drive up. No,
Yeah, I
no.
can add a little something to that just for the board's purposes, because you're gonna wonder where they park. So these lots down there are subject to a host of cross easements. And anyway, the Ruth's property has a parking easement down bottom for up to 4 cars. And that's where all the cars park. They park up front in this piece of property. So that's
Right,
why they're not gonna end up on this patio area, because they have a designated 4-car parking area down bottom.
Right where the boat is there right now, correct?
Yeah, in that
Yeah,
area.
if
correct.
you see that where the Belgian block to the right, we have
Mhm.
10 feet from like that area all the way down to the street. There's 2 easements back to back
Right.
for
Parking
parking.
it's parking for 4 cars, basically.
Well, I could tell you, it's very tempting after you go shopping, you're gonna be driving your car up there to unload and then bring it back down. It looks very like a driveway scenario.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, but
So I don't,
I would be the one driving and I wouldn't be going up there because I don't
Yeah.
want to destroy my very fancy favors.
that was my only concern, Mr. Right here.
Yeah, no, and plus, like I said, we want to put some sort of shading just for parties, and there's no cars going up there because, it's more for like, for like parties. We already even have a little, like my husband brought it from my house, which I think I want to have. He already put like a little cylinder to burn fire right in that area.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw it.
there's no cars going up there.
Okay.
Okay, any other board members have any questions?
No.
Comments? Okay, I'll wait for a motion. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the application, provided impervious pavers as engineered.
I'll second.
Right, we have a second, and just that they comply with all the requests of John Rushkey's letter.
Yeah, I think including the engineering drawings
Yep.
for the wall that the engineer spoke about too.
Certification.
The certificate.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Call a roll?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Shirley,
Yes.
Mr. Delarina,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Kusevich,
Yes.
Mr. Rossi,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yes. Okay, good luck with your project.
Thank you, folks.
All right,
Have a nice evening.
have a good night.
Thank you too.
Okay, that concludes our new applications for tonight. The only other item on the agenda is the meeting is open to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment anything goes on in the meeting at the land use board? Anybody, Danielle? No? Being none, I'll close it to the public. Next thing on the agenda is adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
We
adjourn.
did didn't we have a public portion of the meeting?
We
Yes.
did, we
Twice.
did.
Nothing was there. Well, right by me. Very good.
All good.
And next meeting, we're in person, right?
Yes, yeah, next meeting, April 2nd, I believe it is.
Yes.
We'll be at the municipal building at 7 o'clock. Get there a little early so we can, see what's
Yep.
going on. I don't know if anybody here has done in-person meetings. I mean, maybe
No. I look forward to meeting you all.
Judy and myself.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting everyone as well.
You bringing chocolate for us, Judy?
Hey.
I'll bring
Okay.
donuts.
So,
No,
all right, so we have
They hold you to it every meeting. If you bring it once, you have to bring it all the time.
okay, so we have a motion to adjourn. So we'll see you all April 2nd.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Good evening, everybody.
Night all.
Thank you.
Easter, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Night, everybody.
Happy Easter.